Hey Southeast, I hope you are doing well. This week as a nation we celebrate Thanksgiving, and I hope that you pause and you take time to just show gratitude, that you're thankful for the things that God has entrusted you with. Oftentimes this holiday is an afterthought. We get through Halloween and we go right to Christmas, which we love celebrating the birth of Christ. But man, Thanksgiving, if we can just show gratitude in the things that God has entrusted with, that will change our lives in a positive way so deeply. There's a famous passage found in Philippians. It's Philippians chapter 4. And just so you know kind of the context of this was a letter that Paul wrote to this church. And this church was going through a difficult time. And so he wrote this letter as a response. So they quit supporting his ministry. So they were there supporting him, and they had to stop because they were facing economic persecution. And then they were able to revive their gift. And as they were giving this new gift, as they were starting up supporting him again, Paul writes to them and says, thank you so very much. In fact, this is where we get the passage that's very famous, Philippians 4, where is it here? It's 4:16 or 4:13. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. That is a posture of whatever happens, whatever my circumstances are, I can make it through, not because of me, but because Christ who strengthens me. But right before that, he gives this little passage about being thankful and thanksgiving. It's found here. It's Philippians chapter 4, verse 4. He says, rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say rejoice. Let your reasonableness be known to everyone. The Lord is at hand. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, who surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. So as we're rejoicing with gratitude and we're making requests, we're being thankful. And what he does is he says that when we allow that to happen in our hearts, when we recognize that we are, when we are grateful for the things that God has entrusted to us with, that anxiety actually leaves us. When gratitude comes in, anxiety walks out. And he says that the peace of God that surpasses all understanding, that's when it comes. It's when we're being thankful for what God has entrusted us with. And so that's a question that I have. If you're struggling with anxiety, if you're struggling with worry, my question would be, well, are you thankful for what you have? Because the moment that you start being grateful for what you have is the moment that anxiety walks out. And that's pretty amazing. And he says that you've actually got to be intentional about this. You've actually got to guard your hearts. You've got to be intentional about being grateful. And so I just want to encourage you this week as a nation, as we celebrate Thanksgiving, I pray and ask that you would take some time and reflect on your own gratitude, your own heart. Hey, we got some awesome things that are happening. We have our membership class. So at Southeast, we allow anybody to come as an attender. You're more than welcome. But there's a point where you're like, you know what? This is my home church, and we teach this class a couple times every year, and we have one coming up. That's this Sunday, the 26th, and it starts at 4. It will go for a couple hours, and make sure that you register online for that class. And I know some of you might be like, membership, I don't even know about this. I'm still curious about Christianity. I'm still curious about Southeast. But we have a spot for you as well. We teach first Sunday of every month. We teach this little class, and it's just a chance for you and I to get to know each other, where you can ask questions, where I can ask questions, and it's just a great time. So our next first step is on the 3rd. And then we also have this coming up, and I'm super excited about this. I've been wanting to teach this for a long time, but I felt like December would be a great time. Every year, people in January start saying, man, I need to read the Bible more, or I need to develop a prayer time. Well, I want to prepare you for that now. So on the 7th, I'm going to teach a seminar. It's a Thursday evening, and it will go, I think, 6 p.m., sign up on the online, and it is developing a prayer time. I would love to walk you through how my prayer time got developed and what's kind of changed over the years, and just so that your time spent in prayer can just be encouraging to you and life-giving to you. So I hope you can sign up for that. Hey, this week we started a new sermon series. We're going through the book of Hosea. If you missed it, you can catch that online. But this next week, I just want you to know it's an important Sunday. Love to have you come, because we're going to be talking about the heart of God. You see, a lot of times we think of this God that is out there creating, and then he kind of walks away from creation. But that's so not true. God spoke things into existence, but then he is deeply involved with his creation. So much so that he becomes vulnerable to you and me. He becomes vulnerable. He puts his heart out there for us. And so this Sunday we're going to be talking about the heart of God. Southeast, I love you. I hope you have a wonderful week. God bless you, and be sure to be thankful.